Welcome back to week 15 of the Fantasy Football Formula. This is our Sunday main slate DraftKings pick show where we go game by game, position by position, giving you we give our 5 favorite picks typically.
Something like that.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, at each position, our 5 favorite plays, starting at the expensive guys, going down to the cheap ones. Last week, I'm trying to think. Nick, we'll first start with you, Nick, coming off of a sweat in the final 3 minutes in first place for like half the game.
Yeah.
Showdown.
Thursday showdown. I've done pretty well in showdowns previously. I always just aim for in the money. If you're a options trader, you understand this term. That's all you want to be is in the money. So that's usually what I aim for. But last night had some good success for about half the game. George Kittle, captain, carried me through. I was on my hands and knees in the fourth quarter praying to the TV that the game would just see a 3-and-out versus 3-and-out. And of course, the Seahawks drive down the field. Noah Fant scores a touchdown, and that's all she wrote.
First place.
Goodbye to $5,000.
It was the first time I cried in 5 years.
Showdown is one of the toughest emotional swings you'll ever face.
Oh yeah.
So I'm never playing it again.
Well,
now that I'm finally good at it, I quit. It was too stressful.
Yeah. Well, last week I took home. I had a $1,400.
Right, yeah, Corey, you had a pretty big day there, and
big Sunday for Corey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a Millie Makers sweat actually for a little while. Corey ended up having a better day than I did, but I was still profitable, and that sweat, like it was my biggest sweat I've had for a Millie Maker. I had the Lawrence to Ingram. I had all these pieces, and just they couldn't get there at the end. Dante Foreman in that last afternoon game, just whatever, couldn't get there. But we're on to this week's slate.
I'm feeling some more great success coming.
Yeah. Well, I think we're especially on these lineups because like we've had some pieces, like we definitely picked. We had DJ Chark in there, like in our lineups we built on this show. We've had some good picks. We just haven't nailed that like quarterback stack. Yeah. And so, but I think we're due here. We haven't actually hit in a little bit. I think we're finally gonna hit here.
Hopefully.
There's like one really obvious stack that I'm just hoping isn't overplayed, but probably will be.
We'll start out at the expensive end at quarterback. Who do you guys like?
Jalen Hurts all the way at the top, baby.
Yeah.
Going against the hometown Chicago Bears in that treacherous defense. Just horrible. Just so bad at both stopping the pass and the run. So I think the Eagles are in for a 30 spot here. And obviously Hurts can get there with his legs and his arm. So right at the top there.
Yeah, don't really need the Bears run back either. This could be just one of those quarterback stack onslaughts. No need for a run back.
It's going to be a really fun game to watch. I'm just looking so forward to it.
Hey, I mean, before the bye week, the Bears were putting up 30-point games too. So
they've been in close games all year long.
But no Chase Claypool.
I'm a little scared with that receiver pool this week to play any Justin Fields. But
Equinemius is our number one target. After I guess
Cole Kmet probably is the number one.
Yeah, but
I mean, Monty might just have to be a target. He's going to get like 45 touches tomorrow or Sunday.
Well, so yeah, I think we're in agreement there. Hurts is our favorite. Over Mahomes, I would say.
Yeah.
So
I don't think Mahomes is going to have the game script. The entire Houston Texans offense is basically hurt right now. Yeah. So I don't think they would have kept up with them to begin with, but there's no way I don't think like Mahomes is going to be shredding for 4 full quarters, which is what I want out of my players. I'd rather it be a competitive game where they're still chucking the pigskin late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. That's why I like Hurts is someone that I'll have, but he's not like my favorite because I like a few other games that I think could be a little more back and forth. All right, next guy. Who do you guys like kind of in that 7 to 8K range?
Justin Herbert. I've been
Yeah.
playing him for the last like 4 weeks, every single game. Great matchups. And this is the best matchup out of the last 4 weeks that he's had. You just saw what, Trevor Lawrence did with Evan Ingram. Now you get Justin Herbert with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen and Everett and Austin Eckler. I mean, I think like 75% of my lineups on Sunday are going to be led by Justin Herbert and different pieces of this Chargers offense. I mean, it's going to be, just taking candy from a kid. That's what this is going to feel like. And I am so excited.
I'm really hoping he doesn't get owned, because right now I'm seeing only about 11%. I'm hoping it somehow stays around there, because I'm with you, Corey. He's my main guy this week. Herbert,
yeah, it's amazing how good he does when his entire
team's healthy.
Receiving core is healthy.
Yeah,
pretty good, right?
Yeah, and so, he's healthy too. He's been banged up all year too.
Yeah,
I mean, he's gonna have his best game of the year, I think.
He's my favorite QB stack this week, because we'll get to the receivers later on, but I think Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are criminally under budget here.
Yeah.
In the 6K range. Come on. Give the men some respect.
Well, so far we're all in agreement here. All right, so
it's either really good or really bad. I think it's really good this week, though. With the guys,
I think it's good this week. I really do. I think we can all just play the same guys, and we just different combinations and hopefully different tournaments, and we just all take them down. All right,
yeah, I would love that.
Love it.
Next quarterback. Anyone in this 7 to 8K range?
Below, you mean?
Yeah, or so I have Burrow on my list.
I was gonna say Burrow. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know for sure. Is like
Tampa's secondary is still banged up. I thought we were talking about this on the pick show. Antoine Winfield Jr. just came out as like a game time decision today. I thought he was.
What about T. Higgins and Boyd? Are they?
They're both questionable.
No, like they might actually be playing now, which I thought for sure.
The problem with the Bengals too is they do what the Patriots do. They just put everyone on the report that has any sort of like minor
practiced in full.
Yeah, they're still listed as questionable, but I mean, obviously that's a good sign on Friday.
I mean, if Higgins and Boyd, like I don't like Burrow as much if Higgins and Boyd are out. Like I want all three of them healthy to like Burrow as probably my second favorite. I don't know. I'm only playing 4 quarterbacks this week, and Burrow is going to be one of them if Higgins and Boyd.
I honestly don't care too much about T. Higgins playing. I think I came into this week wanting to play a lot of Jamar Chase. And,
that helps. It helps Chase if Higgins and Boyd are in there.
Yeah, it's not like guaranteed target share as much, but I see what you're saying. Take some pressure off him.
Yeah, like Tampa just. I mean, it's like Trent and Irwin, and I forget who else. If they're out, like they could really focus on Chase. Yeah, and you have clear run backs. Like you just play probably one of Mike Evans or Godwin. Like you have a nice that game should be. Both teams love to pass. Really speeds up the pace of the game. Like these guys, both these quarterbacks want to pass the ball as much as possible.
Yeah, but the issue with the Bengals is like T. Higgins was like game time decision, like played one snap and then was out. Like that's twice he's done that this year. Yeah, so like I don't trust
immediately.
Yeah, but then you don't need to play Higgins, I guess. Like my point is I want Higgins and Boyd to at least be if both are active, I'm guessing one of them still plays the whole game. So I just want one of them at least there to take a little bit of pressure off of Chase. Yeah. I like Chase a lot if both of them are playing.
The game that I think's got the best chance to shoot out though is right below that, Dak and Trevor Lawrence. Like I think this is probably the highest scoring game on this slate. We talked about some of the juggernauts up there. I don't see the Titans keeping pace with the Chargers. Don't see the Bears keeping pace with Philly. Obviously Houston probably not going to keep pace with Mahomes. But I think Dallas and Jacksonville are going to be going back and forth all game. So I think I prefer the Dallas side and the Dax stacks. But I think you could probably get away with either. Trevor Lawrence came out questionable with the toe here, but I think he's going to go. I don't think that's too big of a deal.
Yeah, Dak was my fourth guy.
Yeah, I like Dak more than Trevor, but
I'm not playing actually any Trevor this week.
It's a bad matchup.
Yeah, I don't really like the matchup as much as I do for Dak, and it's more of Dak's like price. Like,
yeah,
he's 6.2K. Like that is really low for him.
I mean, he hasn't really done much this year with his price. I mean, his highest scoring game is 20 points. So, I mean, I know he was injured, but like they get down on the ground. I mean, that's really what they want to do. They really don't want Dak to. I mean, if it comes to it, Dak has enough, ability and to get there, but it's still a very risky play at 6,200. But I do like. I don't think the Jaguars defense is all that good, and especially with all the options on Dallas, I think he's a much better play than Trevor.
Yeah. So those are my four.
I've got one cheap guy. If no one else has anyone else?
Nope.
I think. I mean, it's kind of gross, but I think if you want to get really different, Mac Jones has a great matchup against the Raiders, and I think the Raiders are going to be able to put up some points in that game. Obviously, New England's defense has been coming on as of late, but what's difficult with the Patriots stacks is you kind of don't know where the ball's going to go other than Ramondre. So that makes it a little more difficult, but I got a feeling PB, what would you guess his ownership is going to be? Sub 5%?
I would say under 5%. Mac was one of the guys I was debating putting in, but what it came down to me for him was, Myers is out, Devontae Parker's out. And so you have Tyquan Thornton, Aguilar, and Kendrick Bourne, right? Those are the three. Yeah. And so it's like they're all around the same price. Like they're all criminally underpriced for what their utilization is going to be. Like one of them is going to probably pay off the tag. But it's just, and then you have two tight ends. Henry, I guess, plays a bit more, but Jonnu still gets snaps. And it's just like one, you would need Mac Jones to hit, and then you have to pick the exact combination with it's just such a crapshoot with them.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so hard to pick. So you have to get too many things right. So that's why I just took them out. I'll play the pieces though. I like the receivers this week.
I think if we go that route, we got to give Sam Johnston a call, our in-house Patriots expert. See where the ball's going.
Yep, that's true.
He was Bill Belichick's neighbor, so he was just getting passes thrown to him from the goat. Not true. Just kidding.
Nick spreading lies.
Well, next we got running backs. Who do you guys like at the high end?
I mean, Austin Eckler. I mean, he's against the chart, like the Titans, but like, dude, his passing volume is just insane. I know it went down a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, he still had 8 targets with Keenan and Mike back. I mean, that's still a lot of targets. And, I think who it hurts the most is, Everett with the guys back and Austin Eckler. But I think Austin Eckler is still a good play. I know he's the most expensive running back on the slate, but when you're getting 8 points from just catches alone, I mean, and then on the yards on top of it, he's likely to break one. He's scoring touchdowns. I do like him. He's not my favorite running back player of the week, but
he's so expensive.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm full.
I kind of want to just put you into tension there since you're just sitting at the chalkboard. There's so many better plays at running back this week. I think you see a lot of good value for once at the running back position around the 6K range. You got Pacheco, who's one of the hardest runners in the NFL against, he's going to have the game script of the Texans' terrible offense in his favor. And you got guys like Miles Sanders, who that the Eagles are probably going to beat up on the Bears. He's going to get a lot of late game looks. You're just sitting there with Austin Eckler at 85. Come on, man.
He's going to be sprinkled in some of my lineups. I didn't say he was my favorite play. I just said I like him.
I think they just got to save him for the playoffs.
They have to make the playoffs. They got to win.
Yeah, they have to win a lot of the games.
I think they beat Tennessee in the air though.
Yeah. But he does well in the air. 8 targets is number 1 receiver list.
I think on the other side of the ball, Derrick Henry I don't like Jacobs, I don't like Eckler. Derrick Henry is like when I'm stacking that game, like Henry is who I want on the Titans side.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's nowhere else to grab.
I mean, Robert Woods is cheap enough to where I'll probably have a little bit of him just in some of I'm playing a ton of Herbert lineups. I'm gonna sprinkle in Robert Woods and like Okonkwo but Henry is the main guy I want in my stack because he's the type of player that in these matchups when it's a run funnel defense, they want to run anyway, and Henry speeds up games when he hits his ceiling. So that forces Herbert to pass more. Like that's when you have those or Henry scoring 30 to 40. You can get both Keenan Allen and Mike Williams hitting ceilings and things just go nuclear. So it just, I like Henry as my expensive running back.
It's definitely a safe play. I was watching that game because I had teased up Tennessee last week. And I just needed them to keep it within it was 11.5 points. And I was getting so frustrated because it was third quarter, they're down 21 and they're just running the ball every freaking play. I was so upset. But commitment to the run, I guess, is good for your Derrick Henry stock.
Yeah.
It's kind of all they got with Traylon Burks being ruled out. So
yeah, good point.
So I'm gonna play a lot of him. Who else do you guys have? There's a guy.
What do you think, Tony P again? Back-to-back weeks?
Pretty expensive.
Up there now.
Yeah, I know. He's no longer a secret.
I don't think he's been a secret, but
yeah, he hasn't been a secret.
I mean, he's so touchdown dependent.
He'll be really low owned this week. I'll say that he'll be very low owned.
You know who's a bad play? Travis Etienne. He hasn't put up double-digit points since week 9. Now he's facing the 6th best run defense in the NFL. Bad play.
Yeah.
What's $100 cheaper? You got Pacheco right there. I don't even mind Montgomery at that price. I think he's going to get a lot of volume.
Kamara is one of my favorite plays.
Yeah.
I can't, dude. I can't. Your Saints offense is so hard to watch.
Yeah, I don't care when Kamara last time he's broken slates, this year still. And let's see. Last time against Atlanta, he only scored 7 fantasy points, but he's been priced under 7K 3 times, and he's averaged over 20 points.
I mean, yeah, if they go through when they use him in the offense they're supposed to against the Raiders.
Yeah, I think coming off of a bye, they're going to involve him more.
But I mean, it's been 15 weeks, 14 weeks. I mean, yeah, I'll probably sprinkle him in there a couple places, but I'm not going to be heavily owned on him just for the fact that that price tag at 6,800. It's just if he gets you 7 points, I mean, you're dead in the water. You have no shot. I mean, yes, he could do what he did against the Raiders and put up 40 and score 3 touchdowns. But
it's more also this slate, we'll get into it with receiver. It's more of a construction this week is there's more value on this slate than I've seen the entire year.
Yeah.
In 15 weeks, especially, and it's mainly at the receiver spot. You have so many 3 and 4K guys that are amazing plays. So that means the expensive receivers are going to have to separate themselves so much farther than these cheap plays if they hit. And then running back, you're going to need to just get the raw points. So I like spending up at running back a lot more this week than usual and spending down at receiver because of opportunity cost.
I have a little scenario for you. What if I told you there was a running back under $6,000 who was a top 5 running back since week 11? Would you take him?
Under
just off pure statistics alone.
I mean, are you?
Because we have it on the slate in Samaje P. Ryan.
No way with Mix in there.
He still put up 10 points last week, but
That's awful.
I don't know. Saw a funny stat. It's a little skewed. I'm not a stats guy for anyone who's wondering.
Yeah, skewed stats.
Good.
That's
Not a
good.
stat guy in the
I mean, you could,
stat-driven world.
That's
of
why I don't like
people.
stats. You just cut them to your story. It's never a true representation.
You need to
of
know the
what's a good
context
action.
in order to understand the stats.
Very true. All right, on to receiver.
Well, do you guys like? Because we only talked about like, do you guys like any of these? Like,
I mean, we mentioned Eckler, Sanders, Pacheco,
Yeah.
Kamara.
got-
or Foreman against Pittsburgh, like a little bit of interest, but like not.
Not after last week burning me. I would have won the million.
What about if Ramondre's out? Like Pierre Strong and Kevin Harris, it sucks. You have to like guess, but like they're way too like one of them could easily hit.
What about Dare? Starting our running back, 4,700.
Rex
Dare
Burkhead's probably gonna,
Agumbawale,
but
Is
Burkhead's
starting.
probably
What
gonna,
team is he on?
the Texans.
The Texans.
He's
Dare.
I don't think I've ever heard that name.
Where's
he
the
even
starter
at?
right now
Scroll.
because of Damian Pierce being out.
I actually think Rex Burkhead, because of the past game, is
Absolutely
gonna
not.
be better. But
Mr.
I mean,
Clean.
I don't. The Patriots plays are just, dude. That's again, it's like reaching your hand into like
yeah, but Kevin Harris or Pierre Strong, like they love to run the ball. They're 4K. Like you don't really get that many opportunities to get a 4K guy.
Who scored last week for them?
Both of them.
They both did. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean,
They both like went over 10 points.
I also think there's a good chance Ramondre is totally fine.
Yeah, if he's fine, you can just cancel these guys out. I'm just saying I'm gonna have a little bit of both if he's out. But yeah, Latavius is the one guy I'll mention that he's probably my favorite guy under 6K. I'm sorry. He gets too much work. And now with Russ being out, it means I think they're gonna pass even less. Like he just gets too much work. And he's too cheap, so I'll play a little bit of Latavius.
I mean, he only carried the ball 8 times last week.
Yeah, but he gets 5 targets, and that was when they
Russ
were
is
all
out.
down 30-0.
And now Russ is out. So
All right, moving on.
All right, receiver. Who do you guys like at the top end?
I mean, we kind of said it. You guys mentioned Chase, but that's only. I mean, PB said if Higgins or Boyd, or at least one of those guys are in, that you can really play them. I mean, AJ Brown. I mean, at this point in time, he's 8K, and you saw what he did last week and the week before. I think he's
He's the one receiver that always goes overlooked every single time too.
Well, yeah,
he'll be under 5% again, or he's always 5 to 10%.
Because if you look below him, you got St. Brown and Hopkins and CD. People are like, I don't want to pay that much for AJ Brown. And then again, people look at the opponent rank against receivers, and it's like it's red 10, and people are like, no, I don't want to play that. But we've learned from Alex that the secondary of Chicago right now is not good. So
nobody knows.
If you're playing Hurts, you're playing AJ Brown or Devonta Smith, one of those two guys.
Goddard might be back this week too.
I don't think they'll play him this week. They have 21 days to activate him.
There's no need to rush him out.
Yeah, no.
Take time, get him healthy for the playoff run.
Save him for
I
the
would say
start looking ahead.
If Higgins and Boyd play, Chase is my favorite expensive guy. If they're out, I might just want to go up to Adams. But again, like I like paying more up at running back this week because I love a lot of these mid-range and cheaper guys.
Yeah, me too. I like the similar strategy there, PB. One guy I'm going to call out fades for each pick, I think, this week. I'm fading Amon-Ra St. Brown. The Sun God has been great to me all year, but he's going up against too much Sauce.
No, he's not going up against Sauce.
Oh, you just wait. Sauce goes for the alpha receiver every time.
Not in the slot. I don't think he's played in the slot.
Just wait. Sauce is going to get him. He's the highest rated cornerback in the NFL right now as a rookie. Darrelle Revis 2.0, some may say. But I don't want anything to do with Amon-Ra this week. Absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
I like him. I like him a little bit. He's my favorite. Obviously, he's most people's favorite Lions, but I've been on the Chark train for a few weeks now. It's hit, but I'm off of it. Him and Jameson Williams, all those outside guys, gonna get locked down. But I think Amon-Ra could. I mean, he could continue to get. He'll get 10 plus targets, and I think he's gonna avoid the two main guys. So we'll see.
No, just go down and pay for CD. It's 7,300. I mean,
I like CD a lot.
If this is, what we've kind of looked at and are kind of assuming that this can be a shootout, I mean, CD's got to be up there as one of your favorite targets or favorite receivers to target because he is the alpha there. He's obviously their best offensive weapon. And again, I don't think the secondary of the Jaguars is anything special. I mean, and the Cowboys have a great offensive line, allows for plays to develop longer and draw plays out. And I think that he can his speed just running around is, I mean, I watched it against the Colts last Sunday or Monday, and him just getting open running across the middle of the field is a nightmare.
Yeah. I like Lamb, but like this mid-range, this 6K range, it's like I want one of these guys in the 6K range.
It's okay. So let me ask you this. Okay. So you have Keenan Allen at 68. You have Mike Williams at 63.
Yeah.
And then you have Palmer at 56. Are you just because I mean, Palmer last week, I mean, he got 6 targets, 53 yards, no touchdown.
Mm-hmm. I think if you're playing as much Herbert as you plan on playing and as I plan on playing and possibly Alex and Nick, I don't think you can just be like, oh, Allen and Mike Williams are too close in price to Palmer to play Palmer. Palmer still has the upside to get there. So it's like, I think you still, he's going to stay in my pool. I'm not going to go overweight on him or anything.
No. I mean, I'd rather stack Mike Williams and Keenan Allen together, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
volume.
Okay. Who do you like more between Allen and Mike?
Man, I'd say I want to say Mike's definitely more talented than Keenan right now.
Mike has an absolute. I think he has the number one matchup of any receiver this entire week.
Yeah,
it's so tough because he has the long ball potential to catch a 50-yard touchdown.
And who do you know the worst team in the league against that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then you got Keenan Allen who's getting 15 targets a game. It's like, how do you pick between the two? Maybe a little discount double stack.
I'm playing double.
I like double stacks. Yeah.
And then you got Gerald Everett too. I mean, we saw what Evan Ingram did to this defense last week. Like,
I think
what do you have, 40 points?
Yeah, but I think a lot. Yeah. Everett Ingram's the more athletic tight end.
He's like a receiver.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be chasing the Everett points, and I'm not. I mean, I'm going to be a little bit of him, but I'm going to stick to the outside guys and just hope that Everett gets faded out.
Okay, yeah. I like that.
Love it. But yeah, I mean, if you're playing Dallas stacks, like Christian Kirk is a great run back, like in those stacks. I mean, Olave is at 6'5" against Atlanta. Talked about Devonta Smith, like just talking strategy, like, you can pick your favorite guys in here. We mentioned Allen and Mike being some of our favorites, but I really think paying more down, like I don't think you really need to go up as much this week. Or don't pick multiple of these expensive guys. I think that's a bad strategy this week.
Yeah,
of like the expensive guys.
I definitely agree there. The fact that Devonta Smith has not been up in price is kind of, I mean, comical.
He doesn't hit like,
I know he
ceiling.
He gets like 8 targets, 9 targets, 8 targets, 9 targets. Like
17 points, 24 points, 13, 14, 9, 4, 7, 15, 18, 4. He's broken a slate one time this year.
And I think that was on the main slate. I think that was
it was on the main slate.
Was it?
Yeah. But again, one time this year, he's done it.
Okay. Well, Garrett Wilson is unplayable because Zach Wilson is at quarterback, and I will not touch. Yeah. I understand it's the Lions and they give up against the air, but dude, we've seen Zach Wilson play. Do not fall into that trap. It's the Jets receivers in these last couple of weeks have been nice to play with Mike White because Mike White is pretty confident with the ball and can get them the ball. Zach Wilson is not that guy. I don't care if it's such a great matchup. Nope. All Jets receivers are off the board for me. I don't know about you guys, but
I'm with you, Corey. I'm with you.
I was really ready to play a bunch of Elijah Moore because the Lions are so bad against the slot.
Doesn't throw him the ball though.
But it's like Mike White like to target him, but Zach Wilson, I'm just like, oh man, he could just go back to like getting 2 targets. Hope that doesn't happen because that's the only
Elijah Moore. He has such a bad attitude, just about being on the Jets, which is so annoying to me. Just like, you were drafted there, suck it up, go out and do your best. But he's like, oh, I don't want to play, trade me. I just don't like playing guys like that. I don't like cheering for sour cats.
He's really cheap though this week.
Sourpuss.
He's trying to be PG.
There's only one receiver I like in the 5K range.
DJ Moore's questionable. I mean,
DJ Moore was him, but if that's if he plays.
Yeah, but I like Deontay or Pickens, like both those guys. I think they have good matchups this week against Carolina. But the issue is it's Mitchell grabbing Titty. It's risky. Because Pickett is doubtful for the game, so it's going to be the
Gaze a little bit. And then Alex was saying on the podcast yesterday, JC Horn's pretty good for Carolina. So, yeah. I mean, he's going to lock up some of those points that you'd consider a ceiling.
A guy like just below 5K, Zay Jones, a game that we're talking about potentially being a shootout, getting a ton of targets. Last 4 games, 10 targets, 14 targets, 7 targets, and 12 targets. In a game that, like I said before, I think he's going to have a lot of points. So a lot of opportunity through the air for Zay Jones again. Obviously, he's getting priced up because of that. But not, I mean, he was 4-9 2 weeks ago. Obviously didn't get it on that one, but I think if we're not doing a main stack in that Dallas-Jacksonville game, I think it's a game where you can get a couple of cheap pieces for a mini stack, some correlation. Another guy I'm looking at is Noah Brown. He's gotten kind of hit or miss here these last couple of weeks, but against Houston, 4 receptions, 85 yards, had 1 50-yarder that basically got him all of his yards. But I don't know, just something to think about if we don't have that as our main game, looking at some pieces.
I like Gallup in that same game as like a one-off if I'm not playing a stack, like just because he has that like home run ball.
Yeah, 4,500. That's not bad.
What about the Ghost?
There's no way he's getting. What if they? Oh my gosh!
No,
you see, they're gonna probably.
They're playing. Oh no, they're playing Jaguars, not Houston. Never mind.
Yeah, there's no chance.
That would be hilarious if they played Houston and he went for like 200 and 2 touchdowns.
just like old times.
Yeah. I'm
so
mad.
London's a good play if Lattimore's out.
Yeah,
it's
but right.
Yeah, I mean it's Ritter. I mean, how much
high risk, high reward?
Yeah, it's high risk, high reward, and no one's gonna play him, and he's the only target. And if Lattimore's out, like I said, like I don't know, if Lattimore's in, I just cross him out. But yeah, I'd say Gallup is my favorite 4 to 5K range. Chris Moore though, he's gonna be probably the chalkiest. Maybe the chalkiest receiver on the whole slate.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
You could easily we probably can't play him in our Millie Maker line because like you don't play a chalky Chris Moore. Like there's just no reason to do that. But I'm just saying, I mean, he's going against the Chiefs. So you have to throw all game long. You know, need no Nico Collins, no Brandon Cooks, no Damian Pierce. They're gonna have to throw the ball all game, and they like to go to Chris Moore. It's like Chris Moore and Dorsett are the only 2 targets there pretty much. And Chris Moore got like 12 targets and had like over 20 fantasy points last week. Yeah, I mean, he's like a cash game must, but I don't think you have to play him in tournaments.
Nah, just go a little bit. Go $700 cheaper. Go down to Terrence Marshall, Carolina. If DJ Moore's out,
Oh yeah, he's a great play.
he's a really good play. I mean, last week he didn't really do much. He hasn't really done much all year, but Sam Darnold there, I feel like it's a little bit better than PJ Walker. Yeah, I mean, I think maybe is Renfro's not in this week, is he?
Mm-hmm.
No. So I mean, I don't like Mac
He played at all this year.
I mean, he has
and that's
yeah. St. Brown, stay away from all the Bears receivers. They're cheap, but
this is where I am just loving this is why I just don't like paying up, and all the Patriots receivers, Aguilar, Bourne, and Thornton. One of them I think is gonna hit value or could hit a ceiling. No Bourne or no Devontae Parker, no Kendrick, or what I keep going to Kendrick, no Devontae Parker, and no Jacoby Myers. And these guys are all under 3.5K against
Who's
the
that
Raiders.
little running back that they were using? They've been using in the past 2 weeks.
He's a corner, yeah.
Yeah, he's not
Taylor?
on the slate.
You can't play him.
Yeah, you can't play him.
He's a returner, cornerback, and sometimes
they're using him like a little gadget guy.
Yeah,
he's
but
so fast. He's so
quick.
He might be faster than Tyreek, dude. That one end round 2 weeks ago he got, I was like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, I was like, who is that?
Just burned the entire defense. Yeah.
I mean, he gets a couple screen passes and breaks one off.
Nick, you can't play him.
Yeah.
Talk about leverage.
He's not playing.
No, you can't. You literally can't play him. What don't you understand?
Oh, you literally are unable to play.
Yeah, he's not an offensive player.
Unless they open up an IDP spot.
Killing me.
Yeah, Nick, if you can get him into your pool and play him and he goes off, that is the best leverage anyone's going to have all year.
That's what I'm talking about.
Make
an empty spot for him. He's the new ghost man.
Philip Dorsett, 3.3. Again, leverage off of Chris Moore because everyone's play him. You can just play the other guy who could easily get more targets in one game against the Chiefs.
Sucks.
But PB, I'll be honest. I think this is where you're losing your money, man. You're overthinking. You're digging too deep.
I love these plays this week. Most of my lineups are going to have one of Thornton, Bourne, Dorsett, Aguilar, Terrence Marshall, Elijah Moore, Chris Moore, all of these guys. One of them.
I'll give you $100 if Philip Dorsett scores more than 20 points, and that you don't even have to pay me anything in return.
We have it on record right here.
That's a terrible bet.
Yeah, that is a terrible bet.
I'm just that confident.
Okay.
I don't even need anything in return. Just a prove it deal.
At least make it a slap.
1-year contract.
Dorsett might be I will be putting Dorsett in a Millie Maker lineup this week. I'll say that.
All right.
Anyway, Rashid Shaheed, he's against Atlanta. He's 3.2. I just love the dumpster bin this week. That's why I just don't want to pay up.
It makes sense because you live in a dumpster bin. So
yeah, you raccoon.
Yeah.
You're telling me out of all those plays I mentioned, you guys just aren't going to play any of those guys? How are you not?
The only one I'll play is Thornton because that guy.
Out of all of those guys I mentioned,
I like Thornton probably the best. I don't like Shea Smith. No, I already said I'll play Terrence Marshall at 36.
Okay, so yeah, you like Marshall and Tyquan.
Like
No Aguilar?
No, that guy can't catch. I know he gets targeted, but Thornton for the upside.
Yeah,
Thornton for the upside.
Also,
they made a joke about it the other day on. They're like, yeah, Philly fans know this. Aguilar dropping passes. No.
I'll be playing a bunch of these guys down here, so that's where I'm living.
Let's play head to head.
We do a new segment just next week. We'll just call it the raccoon picks led by PB. We're dumpster diving here.
The raccoon picks. I like it.
I'll
just say, I will say this year, I have been very good at dumpster diving when we're talking about some of these cheap guys.
Stop praising your dumpster diving skills.
All right, let's go to tight end. I want to talk about if we get our boy Darren Waller back this week.
I don't know if we will.
What do we think? Well, are you going to play him if he does play it? Is he
Probably
playable?
not.
4,100, used to be a top 3 tight end. He's got some upside.
He's 4,100.
Anyone
I didn't
biting?
know this was that cheap, but I'll probably sprinkle him. But now he's not he won't be on any of my main teams.
No.
Okay.
Give me Schultzy. Give me.
I'll have the money to play Kelsey this week. I'll say that.
Well, yeah, I'll play Kelsey too. I mean, Kelsey's going to be 700-800. He's the best receiver or best tight end in the NFL.
Maybe the best receiver.
And tight end is really ugly this week.
Don't play Foster Moreau. Do not do it. He's been shit. He's terrible. He is now on the same list as Robbie Anderson for me, I think.
Even Freiermuth's like too expensive.
And he
like
loses it.
Schultz is I don't know, Greg Dulcich again, like we go back to this guy all the time, and I know it's gonna be, but there's no Sutton or Hinton. It's just Judy.
It's also
who's their quarterback in
Brad Ripien or whoever throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Like
Brad Ripien?
Yeah, something like that.
That's a good name. Ripien, I might have to play him. Forget about Herbert.
I mean, he's only not like gotten there where he just like completely brought down a lineup twice. Every other time he's like at least like not just destroy your lineup. And there's been a few times where he's actually really helped your lineup.
Oh, Brett Ripien.
Yeah.
Brad, not Brad. I will say though, with Mooney and what's his face, Claypool, both
Komet.
out. Like Komet could see a ton of targets. It's not a great matchup, but like game script wise, I think the Bears are going to have to throw the ball more than they want to. And Komet is the top target there.
He's good. He's definitely improved this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Conklin. What about Conklin?
I was just about to say Conklin. He's not a receiver. He's a tight end.
Zach Wilson likes him.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. But what about what's his stupid name?
And Detroit's horrible against tight ends.
I know, but who's the Cincinnati guy? That's
Uzomah?
Uzomah, yeah.
Hayden Hurst is out, so don't play him.
What about Chig?
Yeah, I like Chig, especially if you're playing the Herbert stacks. Like it's Chig, Robert Woods, and Henry like as run backs. Like just play those guys.
I think Chig's gonna get a little bit more ownership this week because we did last week. We were on Chig last week.
We were on Chig, yeah.
He would have been the number one tight end if Evan Ingram didn't do what he did. So I might have to buy me
fries at the bottom type of play. Taking down deep.
Kelsey, though, I think I'll play Kelsey.
No doubt.
Because I'm dumpster diving a receiver. I'll be able to play Kelsey.
Fair enough.
I don't want to dumpster dive so much at tight end this week.
Yeah,
let's build one. I think we know the quarterback.
Check out what I got going here just really quick. We obviously will build something separate, but just want to get your thoughts on one I threw together when we were talking.
Could you zoom in a little?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Put your glasses on, damn it.
I don't have readers. I can't see a distance, Corey. Come on.
This is a pretty solid lineup, though.
Not too bad, right?
I just 400. You never like. I think they say it's like 97% of like winners. It's like only leave 200 or less on every.
Good to know. All right.
On all those.
That's such a good lineup.
We can just like upgrade. We can just upgrade defense.
Yeah, I actually really love the idea of the Herbert double stack.
Yeah. Let's start with that.
That's like really fun to me. And I think Cole Kmet might be. I felt so lost at tight end until you convinced me, Alex. So now I'm feeling confident going into Sunday with Cole Kmet.
He's definitely a guy that could flop. I mean, the Eagles are pretty good against tight ends, but again, he's gonna get a ton of looks because
I think he's wide receiver one. I mean,
exactly.
He is wide
receiver. I'm sorry, but you can't have Velas Jones and Inquitimus St. Brown going up against big play Slay and James Bradbury. That's just not going to work.
Yeah, I just wish we could trade St. Brown brothers for a season next year. That'd be nice.
that would be the best trade ever.
D. Cool. Henry.
Yeah, you have to put that on this.
Yeah.
I've been liking the idea of picking a game you think just separates from the rest and like overstacking a little bit. I did that a little bit with that Lawrence Ingram like that game. And
you get different really quick.
You get different. I think it's a little bit better in like smaller field stuff because you don't need to like hit the crazy ceiling as you do in a Millie Maker. But we've seen it work once or twice this year in that earlier this season, Seattle, Detroit.
game.
There was like 6 pieces in the Millie Maker lineup.
So stupid.
But yeah, if it really shoots out.
Next running back.
Do we want to grab one of these dumpster dives on wide receiver and defense so then we can see what we're working with for the last couple pieces?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I vote Dorsett.
No, I've seen him play before. Don't like
Please, no. I don't mind Taquan Thornton.
Yeah, I like Thornton too. I like Thornton.
Yeah, Thornton's
Corey had a good analysis there.
Corey, Thornton okay with you?
Yeah, I like Thornton.
All right.
Yeah, I like Thornton.
Let's get him in there, and then we'll go defense.
I think the Lions defense is the cheapest I'm going this week.
I mean,
I like
the Broncos are there, but they're gonna be so high on.
They'll be the highest down. I don't think we can go to them.
Yeah, I like.
We could do. There's the Steelers. I don't know.
Is there anything to be said for Belichick coaching against McDaniels and like knowing what that offense looks like?
Yeah.
The
Saints are my favorite.
Thinking when I was building that lineup that I had up there.
The Saints could be a good defense if Lattimore played, but
he might. I don't even think Lattimore needs. Like Ritter could just look horrible. Like
yeah,
I don't even know who their backup is there in Atlanta. Besides Ritter,
I think Ritter's going to play the whole game, no matter.
It might be Cordero Patterson and like Wildcat.
They'll have another quarterback on the roster. I mean,
there's some plans for the playoffs. Are my favorite defense of the week.
All right, I don't mind Saints. What are
How
they?
Much are they?
38.
And no one's gonna play them. They'll
be 38. But like you could get the Lions. I feel like for $3,000, it's such a better deal.
I don't like. I think the Jets win, so that's why I'm not on Lions.
I like the Saints for the fact that they're playing against a first-time quarterback. Because people are going to drop down to the Cowboys this week,
and we'll have money. We played Thornton, like we have money.
Yeah.
All right.
Tight end. I like Conklin. I like Conklin more than I like Kmet, just for the fact that the matchup's better. I know Cole Kmet's going to get a lot of targets, but I mean,
yeah, Zach Wilson's probably going to go to what he's familiar with.
I don't disagree. So yeah, the matchups is significantly better.
Yeah. Running back this week.
I'm a big fan of Pacheco. I like Sanders, Pacheco.
Yeah, I think Montgomery could have a really good day.
I do not like Montgomery this week. I understand he's going to touch the ball a lot, but that doesn't.
Philly defense. They shored up that run defense.
Yeah.
I mean, Sanders Kamara 200 more. I'd much rather have him or even Kamara.
I say Kamara or Pacheco.
The issue with Pacheco is the you get the game from McKinnon where he scores 3 touchdowns.
McKinnon, though, he's involved a little bit more. I know they were like winning, and he took a long ball, but like typically it's when they're behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would love to give Pacheco a lot this game.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to be a workhorse back this week, potentially top 5 in touches.
I like Pacheco too. It's either between him or Kamara, and I'll take Pacheco for the salary saver. But then this is the issue right here.
Yeah, there's not a good piece.
No.
What happens if you go down to Kamara? What happens if you go to Kamara over Pacheco? What players are like left around there? Is it like probably like in the
even worse?
You could say Jones there.
Hang on. I don't know. I personally don't. I just think the outside receivers that they just like lock down.
Yeah, it's kind of
go up. Is Pickens the highest 5K guy?
Deontay Johnson's 51.
Yeah, Lat Murray 51.
Oh, so who's at like 48-ish?
We could go down at defense.
800 more is a lot to the Lions. See what it looks like.
We can't play Conklin though.
Can't play the Lions. We have Conklin.
Oh.
What about the Pats?
Who's the most expensive defense?
I like the Patriots call.
Like you, Chiefs.
With Pacheco? Oh. Well,
I like Patriots. Dude, their defense
had some good games.
I don't like against the like in Vegas against. I do not like the Patriots at all.
What about the
I
Broncos?
like
Are they gonna be too chalky?
They'll be the highest owned.
Yeah.
The same. So the expensive defenses always are like we saw when the Browns put up 30, they were like 1% owned. And it's like you when you can get defenses that are in incredible spots. So like the Chiefs are in an incredible spot against the Texans. They were just like the Browns.
Philly is too.
And then you have Philly against Chicago. It's like one of those top 3 defenses, I think, is just like really good because they're all in just incredible spots and no one's going to play them. Like that's like what you're like ideally looking for in a defense instead of playing like chalkier, cheap defenses that are in like decent spots. But like these guys are in elite spots and no one's going to play them. And when defense is all about getting those defensive touchdowns that like it doesn't matter if you paid 4K, like if they get 20 to 30 points, they're optimal.
It's a lot of points for.
But yeah, but I mean, all right,
you got to pick something here though.
Maybe we
Panthers.
Maybe we solidify a defense and then change our tight end or something. Cause like, I think we have plenty of money to work with in that last flex spot. Like, I don't think we're starved for money. It's like, we could even go up at tight end. Like we play like, let's say Saints defense or Chiefs, and then go up to like more expensive tight end. And then we can pay even more down.
Yeah, Schultz.
Like, or Gallup is like 4,500, isn't he?
Yeah, 49, I believe. 45 or 49, yeah.
Okay, so then you go into here then.
So you'd flex like Gallup and then see 45. What you have.
Not much difference.
Dolchich and Stolchich.
Yep.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Arizona, the worst team in the league against tight ends.
All right, I don't.
All right, what if you did this? What if you came off Kamara, went to Pacheco, and left Conklin? That'll give us over 6.
No, you leave 1,400. Oh well, then we can have. But yeah, we're in the same spot. We're in the same exact spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, bad math. Sorry.
God, Nick.
Cardinals are so bad against tight ends, and Dolchich isn't some like he's like an athletic dude.
It's nothing against him. I don't know if we're trusting this quarterback.
Yeah, but I mean, who's he gonna throw the ball to?
I don't know. Judy.
Look at this.
Judy actually has a really bad matchup. So I think Dolchich could get I think he's like a lock for 5+ targets.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Dork.
You're looking at the Millie Maker winner right there, close up.
Oh man, that's funny.
The week we finally are in the money, as Nick would say.
In the money.
In the money.
Yeah. Sorry, Greg, if you're watching this. It was just.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week.